Hey, welcome everybody. This is What's Going On. Today my guests are Priest, we call him Tiny, Hang Time from RWC.
But it's like at the end of the day, we get through it, the job is done. Now you got something to say, yeah, I couldn't stand this situation, but we got it. That's the overall objective.
Now, when going into training, when you got new candidates coming up, you talked about, you brought up, it's like a carnival, circus or whatever. The show must go on. Well, we all know wrestling started out in the carnivals, traveling circuses and stuff like that. Is the history important for a new wrestler, an upcoming wrestler to know?
I think it is, because bottom line is you got to know the people that paved the way for you to do what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that people sleep on, because you sit about it right here, right now. He's paved the way for me to do it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because he's been doing it so long, and he knows what to do to help you out.
Right.
Now it's up to you to take that and put it up here and run with it.
Yeah.
So, it's very important for you to look at the person that's ahead of you and say, hey, I want to be there, maybe be a little better if I can, but they want to see you to do better than them. Mm-hmm. You always hear that. Yeah. I want you to do better than me. That's what the training is for. Once you get it up here and sit it in there, nobody can take it away from you.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's my thing. My philosophy, as I've always said, with that is, if I set you up for failure, then I fail. Okay, I can't put you in a position to look bad. Mm-hmm. But if I put you in a position, the position is for you to look good.
Right.
But on the same note, I need you to make yourself look good. I can only get you so far.
Yeah.
What's that one saying they say? You can't make the horse drink the water. You can lead him to it, but you can't make him drink it.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the biggest thing, If I put you in a position to succeed and you fail, is it my fault? Or was you just not prepared for the position I put you in? Because the one thing about wrestling, a lot of people will never understand is timing is everything.
Yes.
You got to be in that right place, that right time. And then when you're given that position to do it, you got to do it. I mean, because there might not be that other chance to get that opportunity. Because, you got people coming in and they're looking at you. And anybody knows Ring Wars Carolina, we bring a lot of guys in from TNA, from WWE, and they're scouting our talent. And once you're put in that position, okay, we got them here for you. What are you going to do to show who you are to them?
Right.
I can say, as long as I've been in this, I've wrestled a lot of guys in the profession, and it's been a learning experience. And that's what I tell my guys. I can show you, but they're showing me too. So it's like an honor. Like a couple months ago, I got in the ring with Al Snow. That was an honor by itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've wrestled guys that people see on TV, and then, the first thing they say is, well, why didn't I see you on TV? Well, it's like a pyramid. You got to take steps up to get to the top. People just think you come in wrestling and you're going to go straight to a big name. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. A lot of people don't understand it. You got to take your baby steps to crawl, to stand, and then to walk. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this a long time. I'm 38 years old, but I think I'm in good shape. I think I take care of myself. I could probably take care of myself a little bit better, but I think overall, when I look at it, I can get in that ring and I can entertain somebody.
Right.
That's my biggest ordeal. So the truth be told, everybody in wrestling has an ego somewhere. You got to have the ego. You got to have the cockiness, because if you don't believe in yourself, why should somebody else?
Right.
So my thing is, anybody, and people that I wrestle with, they will tell you, when I'm in the locker room, my whole mind is gone, because I'm concentrating on what I'm going to do. First thing I say is, well, I'm going to make everybody remember me. It's nothing against you, but I want them to remember me. When they come up to me and they say, I loved your match, then that means, okay, I've done something to make them want to come back. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's my goal. I want them to know the name Hang Time. because, you know, you start putting hang time up with other names, you know, eventually noise is being made, people pay attention to that, and they say, well, who is this hang time? And then it's like, you know, that's the overall, and that's what I tell a lot of the guys I train with. You know, you go on the Facebook, you see the wrestling school on the Facebook, and it's like, okay, and then you see all these faces on there, and then you see hang time, it's like, I remember him.
Yeah.
This place must be something worth going to. And then, you know, you find out about it, you know, you go to our website, you set up a date to try out, and it just goes from there. The wrestling school is great, you know. When I first got in wrestling, the wrestling school I was in, it was okay. But the wrestling school that Ringworks Carolina has, to me, is just awesome. It's something you don't see. Because, I mean, I've seen a lot of guys train outside in the backyard with a ring. Doesn't mean they're backyarders. It just means they don't have a building.
Yep.
Ringworks Carolina has a building. It's something a lot of people can't say for a training school.
Right. And, you know, it's one thing, like, you know, I've talked to, you know, different people that y'all have had come in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've had the Hebners come in. You know, you've had Al Snow, Robbie E.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, I've talked to Robbie E online a few times, and, you know, he talks about RWC, how they ran the everything.
Right.
And, like, saying how, I mean, one thing he said was that everybody was respectful. Like, and that is one thing, like, me coming in just as a video, that was one thing you did instill into me was, I don't care that you're video. You go and shake everybody's hand.
Yeah.
You know, you be you're coming into my house.
Yeah.
You be respectful. You know, and in return, now that I've been at RWC a few different times, I'm seeing that same respect being thrown back at me from people that are coming in after me.
That's what it's supposed to be.
You know, and I mean, I'm just a video guy. I mean, you know, I mean, I don't belong in that ring. I know that.
See, the part is, and that's what I try to instill in the people, just because you're the video guy doesn't mean anything, because you're still part of the show.
Right.
You're somewhere linked in that show. So, you know, let's just look at the nasty side of that. So I don't go up to you and I don't shake your hand, chances are my match probably wouldn't make the DVD, or that might be the time, I'm not recording this stuff, man, he can't give me time. That respect level goes so much way. You know, your parents always tell you, you got to give respect to get respect.
Right.
You got to get, it's very, man, people.
Exactly.
That's why I tell a lot of the new guys coming in, if you think you're better than somebody else, that is fine. Let's just see how long you last.
Yeah.
Let's see how long you last, because with wrestling is, you chose to wrestle. Wrestling didn't choose you. People understand that. They will be understanding to the fact, okay, they don't need me here. They want me here. Maybe I should act like I want to be here in return. You do that, everything's fine. You know.
Now, and that's definitely true, because I mean, I've been there in the back where somebody called and canceled because flat tire, you know, whatever. You got on the phone. Okay, can this person come? No. Okay, we'll make it work without them.
Yeah, I understand.
I mean, it's
things happen.
I mean, and it's great how everybody can wrestle with everybody in Ringworks Carolina. You know, you just about pair anybody with anybody else.
That is one of the best things about the training center, because you get every opportunity to be in the ring with somebody different.
Right.
You know, a lot of promotions don't have that luxury. They just don't have that luxury. I mean, it's better when you're in there with somebody you know and feel comfortable with, because you're so relaxed compared to somebody you don't know. You just met him 15 minutes ago, and he lives 300 miles away. You can't even pronounce his name, and now you're told, go in here and do this. Nah, it doesn't work that way. So, I mean, you know.
You really don't know if he's trained well or not.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
Because just because you say you're trained doesn't mean you're trained.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have different styles. It's just like being in the Army. If we were in the Army and you were using something to fight with, I would be the tank, he would be the airplane. So it's different styles. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So and then when you're around RWC, I put it to you like that, it's more like a family environment. You know, everybody, you bump heads with your family.
Absolutely.
So you're gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it don't mean you don't love them. It just means right then y'all ain't vibing right.
Right.
But then you get over that and you go on back into what you got to do, because there's something going on greater than you. We got people that just strictly follow RWC around.
Yeah, and that's
and they're
true.
looking for certain folks, you know, whether they're heckling them or they're cheering them, they're still looking for those folks.
And
I'm gonna
they
tell you
don't
right
care.
now, getting heckled. I mean, you know, you're getting over.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the bad guy and you're getting heckled, you know, you're over.
That's a good feeling, though. It's a good feeling whether you're being heckled or being cheered. And I can speak from the cheering part because it's like when you come through that curtain, it's amazing when your music's playing and they're already loud for you and you haven't even came out the curtain yet. That's a weird feeling. I tell a lot of people, sometimes I still have to let that come in because it's like I still don't realize what has just happened. And then it's like, man, it's like I get if I lose a match and they're still on my side, it's like, geez, because you know nobody likes a loser. But you know when you lose and they're still like, it's okay, you'll get them next time. I'm like, okay, that's a good feeling because they believe in what I'm doing, and I love that so much.
Awesome.
I love that so much.
It's a very well built up fan base there.
Yeah.
I've seen it since I've been in, and it was there before I got there. You know, so. It's gonna be there a long time. As long as they decide to run RWC, you'll see those same folks following RWC around.
Absolutely.
And they bring new people with them.
Yeah. Well, with the fans, do you have people that are constantly there that are harassing you and like not so much in a good or bad way, but I know Hang Time has had a few fans that are there and
sometimes they don't like
scary.
the pretty boy. Yeah, sometimes they don't like the pretty boy, but then again, sometimes they do like the pretty boy. So I mean, that can be scary either way. But the one in me saying that's where I don't worry. I can honestly say, with Tiny out there in the guardrail, I never worry about somebody coming over the rail. I never worry about that. But on the same note, that's what a lot of people don't understand. That's where Tiny is so important.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of people just say, he's security. What's he going to do? But it kills me.
Cross that line and see.
And see, and that's the one thing I say. He ain't going to do nothing. But I don't never see you even try. You might get to the fence and then say, yada, yada, yada. But then he tells you to back up. You back up.
Right,
but you like I said, maybe it's muscle memory. You know, if you jump over that barricade, something bad might happen.
Mm-hmm. I'm the first line of defense.
And that's why I tell everybody, that's something I never worry about. But I mean, in that note, I've never really considered it because we're a family show. We don't cuss. We don't allow alcohol. We don't bleed. There's no degrading of women. I mean, it's something. One of the things me and Eddie talked about when we did Ring Wars Carolina was it's something we want to bring our kids to and not feel guilty. You know, you see the other product. You know, they sometimes they step that line.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't want somebody. The way the world is right now is so challenging for kids. The last thing I want to do is be a negative influence.
Absolutely.
I would hate, to get in the ring and punch this lady and then somebody go home and say, I saw it on wrestling, it must be okay. So it's like, we don't do nothing like that. It's something you never see a guy do is actually hit a woman in the ring. Whereas we don't condone that. So, I mean, it's like, to me, when kids start seeing things, they remember it and they might do it, and then it's like, oh Lord, great.
Right.
So I just don't. That's just a direction we don't go in. We try to run the family deal where it's like a movie, G for all audiences. We don't try to go in that rated R situation.
Right.
Once you start cussing and all that, you're telling kids, because that's the market we look at is the kids. We try to give them something to do, because everybody always says there's nothing to do in North Carolina, there's nothing to do here in Fed, there's nothing to do. We give them that opportunity where there is something to do and something to watch that is actually clean, where you can go out, you can cheer, you can boo, and then you can leave knowing you had a good time.
Now, is that something that you tell, like, when you bring people in from TNA or WWE?
That's one of the biggest things.
Ring of Honor, you tell them straight off.
Yeah, there's none of that. We don't do that. I mean, anybody, period, indie workers, whoever, if you put your hands on a fan, it's going to be ugly when you get back to the locker room. Mm-hmm. That is known. That is because see, that's where I take offense to it, because if I've been here since the doors open, if I can't put my hands on a fan, what gives you the right to think that you just come in here for the first or second time and you can put your hands on somebody?
No matter who you are.
My thing is, if you grab somebody, if you grab a little boy or a little girl, you got to remember that is somebody's son or somebody's daughter.
Right.
So let's step back a little bit. Are you okay with somebody putting their hands on your daughter or your son? That can be and I'm not even thinking of like lawsuits. I'm thinking of physical altercations, because this isn't like, not being funny, the 60s or the 70s where the teachers can paddle the children. You put your hands on somebody's child now, it can get ugly.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's when like wrestling and everything gets thrown out the door. So that can lead to a big problem. And we just don't go that direction.
Right.
Never want to go that direction.
Okay.
It's always a good feeling when your child can come up to me and say, "Hey, Hang Time, I love you," and I give them a hug, give them a picture, and then they leave instead of like, "Hang Time, I love you, get away from me." There's a serious change in all that. You can't really talk to some kids.
Right.
So it's like you have to really be on your P's and Q's with that.
Okay. Now, outside of wrestling, you have a catering business.
Yeah, that's something I've been doing for a while, about 5 years. I enjoy cooking, so I do. I got an event coming up, a wedding for a soldier that I was in the Army with, and it's a lot of fun. Besides wrestling comes, that's like I have more fun with wrestling than I do with anything else. But when you make something mature, then it becomes a burden to you. But if you enjoy it,
Very cool.
yeah.
Well, you want to plug it in?
Oh yeah, Priest Catering. I do all kind of events. When I'm not with RWC, you can reach me at 910-258-6113. That's my direct number. And any events you got, kids party, cookout, I'm the one you need.
And that's not a Dateline number, people.
No.
Yeah, you messed up giving that your phone number.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Just letting you know. Yeah.
Yeah, you messed up giving that your phone number.
All right, Hang Time, put out your number.
It's ringwarscarolina.net. That's the easiest way for you to get a hold of me. ringwarscarolina.net. That tells you everywhere we're at. That tells you if you're a worker and you're trying to get on the show. Once you go to that site, it clicks up everything. You can see the YouTube, the site, the flyers, the whole 9 yards. That's www.ringwarscarolina.net.
So, what do you do outside of wrestling? You just sit at home and wait till the next ring?
I just sit at home. That's all I do is I sit at home. I don't do anything. I'm a dad. I'm a father of two, Javon and Javante. And matter of fact, I've actually met a lady, taking the world to her. Her son. His name is AJ. Just going from there.
Very cool. Very cool. And you got a daughter?
Yeah, my daughter is 16, graduating high school next year. She'll probably know if she sees this, but I just bought her a car.
Oh.
And I'm going to get that to her in the next 2 weeks. So next year, when she's a senior, she can drive herself back and forth.
On our
school.
prom date. On our prom date.
That's a boyfriend, she say.
At least he knows
I don't
who
have
it
to worry
is.
about
I'm
him.
about to say, at least he knows who it is.
Yeah,
I mean, I would hate to see somebody get jacked up by Tiny, and it's not wrestling related.
It'd
So,
be pretty funny,
Yeah,
man. I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
You're her boyfriend, and Tiny going to stiff arm you.
Yeah.
He going to throw a potato or something.
Well, the best thing about that is I know how far to go. I mean, she runs my gimmick table. That's where our relationship starts and stops. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. Like I said, it's family oriented.
family.
You know what I mean?
Family.
So we have a lot of fun. Like I said, every family bumps heads, but at the end of the day, you can't touch him without touching me.
Right.
So
right.
Man, I know if you bring it to me, he's gonna be there. So it is what it is. Regardless of what goes on in between, behind the scenes, we're a big family, and
Let's just hope it never goes that direction.
Yeah,
that's the side.
it hasn't.
It hasn't. We try to avoid. That's like that last line of defense, as you would say. We don't want it to go that direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Family can always argue with family, but somebody else cannot argue with your family.
Absolutely. Exactly.
That's the way it boils down.
Yeah.
I can slap Tiny in the head and it'd be okay. But if somebody else slaps Tiny in the head, then we got a problem. So that's just the easiest way to boil it down. I mean, I don't care if he's wrong. I don't care if he did something wrong. I'm not gonna sit there and let you do something.
Let you be the one to
That's
correct,
the problem.
not somebody
I'll correct
else.
him, not somebody else. That's what I say. I don't care if he did do it. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I have a very humbling personality until it's time for me to go out there curtain and be Tiny.
Yeah.
And
that's something we all have.
Yeah, it's just like a transformation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on guard from the time I go out there to the time the show is over.
This is so true because you will never catch me wearing Speedos anywhere else. Not
And
gonna happen.
I have to say that's true for you two at least.
Yes.
Like some of the wrestlers, you can't tell the difference between their character and them.
Mm-hmm.
I see the difference
That's what sets you differently and sets you apart.
You know, I mean, I see the difference. Like when you put on the tights, it's like,
Yeah.
I'm this person, you know, and
I'm friendly regardless. If I know you, I will do anything for you. If I don't know you, then my guard is up.
right,
Once you get in my comfort level, or as they say, my umbrella, I'll go to bat for you regardless. But if I don't know you, yeah, chances are I probably come off a little arrogant or cocky or stuck up, and you know, fair so. But then once you get to know Tony, you know, Tony like talk junk. Tony talk major junk. My thing is, if I'm making you laugh, then I'm having a good time. Because I mean, if you ever been in my car going to a wrestling show, I make fun of people that pull up beside us with my window up, of course. But I mean, you know, I don't care who, you know, because my thing is, in my car, I want us all to have a good time. We having a good time, everything is fine. Because when we get to the wrestling show, I still want to have fun. I mean,
somebody needs to come in or out of that door.
nah, they don't want to
Yeah,
do
I know
that.
that's
That's
Hey, but we set the alarm off.
Yeah,
They might be looking for us.
Mine was in security over there.
Yeah, buddy. I'm telling you.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool, man. Well, let's give a big thanks to Sandhills Music Center and Matt Crump, located in Bordeaux Shopping Center. We appreciate us using this location, and I think the alarm buzzer is going off. And if you need any advice on video work, if you need a music video done, if you have weddings, any sort, give me an email or a call. You can email me at hysell_Joshua@yahoo.com, and I'll even have like a little thing coming up showing that. And contact ringwarscarolina.net
Yes, sir.
so that you can find the latest of what's going on with independent wrestling and possibly see who's coming up from the TNA to come here, or WWE, and I think we even have Ring of Honor coming in every once in a while now.
Yep. We have a guy, Caprice Coleman. He wrestles with us on a regular basis.
Which I'll be shooting a video with him on Friday.
That's going to be a good video. I'm actually looking forward to seeing that one myself. Then.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Excited about that
Very
one.
good guy.
And Tiny,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. And
thank you
You know,
for having
plug
me.
your catering again.
Hey, you can reach me at Jaqueen at Yahoo, JACQUKEEN at yahoo.com. Hit me up. Priest Catering.
And it's
Any
not a
catering.
dateline. His daughter will hurt you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, you know, she's kind of vicious
Y'all,
sometimes.
she hits hard. Now, I know that. I got a couple bruises on my forearm. She hit hard. And she just be playing.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, and please join us for next week's show. So we're